Hey, expert investors, Paul here. We're going to talk about 3 ways to maximize your rent when you're renovating one of your rental suites. So maximize your rental income. So if you're going to spend money to renovate your one of your apartments or one of your basement suites or any kind of property, you're going to want to do it in a certain way so you maximize the rent and therefore maximize your ROI, increase that cash flow, and get to that financial freedom as fast as possible. 3 ways. So when you're limited with space, you want to maximize the kitchen space as much as possible. As you can see behind me, big kitchen, big pantry, room for a dishwasher, room for a stove. In that spot right there, we're gonna have a hood microwave combination, and in that space right there where you see my black hat, we're gonna have a nice 30-inch fridge, all stainless steel, and of course the island. Now, we greatly expanded the size of this kitchen and even encroached a little bit on the living room with the island, but it's okay because I know it's gonna maximize rent. And we know this from our target market and their feedback that they prefer a big open style kitchen because they can hang out in the kitchen, they can hang out at the island, they can have a sofa and maybe just one love seat in the living room. And even though the living room or TV room is smaller, the kitchen and the openness and the island becomes part of the living area. It extends into it and they prefer that tremendously. Number 2, lighting. As you can see, I don't know if you remember my first video in this apartment, but I talked about why we spent $8,000 or so ripping the ceiling down. Now you see why. We put pot lights in here and soundproofing. But the lighting, look how bright it is in here. Would you believe we're in a basement right now? It's hard to believe, okay? If you didn't see the basement window behind me, it's hard to believe. But when you put nice lighting and you brighten it up, it doesn't feel like a basement. It feels like a real apartment. It feels like a suite. And that's what you're going after. People are gonna pay a premium to feel like they live in a suite versus a basement apartment. They wanna tell their friends, hey, I just rented a beautiful 2-bedroom suite. They don't wanna say, I just rented a 2-bedroom apartment or a 2-bedroom basement apartment. Number 3, windows, and big ones. So this window was increased in size. It was a small little crappy, rectangular window that you commonly see in basements. And we spent, I think almost $3,000 digging it out, cutting down the brick and putting in a big window in there to provide light and to create that open feel. And so people don't feel like they're in a basement. Those big windows help tremendously provide light, provide space, provide a means of egress for fire safety, but give you that maximum rent. So, big kitchen if you can, expand it into the living area, give it openness. Number 2, lighting. If you can and you're ripping down the ceiling, put the soundproof, expand the lighting, make it big and bright, especially if you're in a basement. And number 3, windows. Those 3 things will maximize the rent. We are going from $1,200 a month here to $1,795. That's a $600 a month increase times 12. That's $7,200 a year in extra income. We're gonna recover the cost of this renovation in 5 years, plus appliances, we should say 6, but we're gonna increase the value of this property huge. I don't have time to get into the calculation now, but trust me, it's way worth doing this renovation than not, okay? So until next time,